Hello. So a quick video just to show you why I opened this bug report. So I'm here, I'm going to start with a little bit of code. I'm here in the player controller code, as you can see, and I'm defining my bindings, a few of my bindings here for the input component of the player controller. So I've got two bind axes here, one for the X mouse and one for the Y mouse, and they both trigger the same function that is called rotate following mouse. And I've got two actions here defined for the middle mouse button, one when it's pressed and one when it's released, to rotate on and off functions. So here are the functions. You can see that basically the rotate on and rotate off functions are merely setting a variable b is rotating to true or false, and this is the variable that will be used to enable or disable the rotate following mouse function here. So when it's enabled, I am getting the mouse position. I have tried with the get mouse position function from the player controller and the get mouse position function from the game viewport, but I've got the same results. I'm doing here a little bit of math to get the absolute rotation of the mouse and not some rotation based on displacement of difference of position. And I have two debug messages displayed in this function. The first one is in blue and will indicate that the function is called, and the second one is in red and is inside the b is rotating condition, so it will both give us the mx position of the mouse, and it will tell us that the middle mouse button has been clicked. Okay, so now let's see what's going on. I've got the editor all set up here, and the reason I'm opening the case is that I've got different behavior when playing in the editor and when playing in a standalone game. So basically I will show you both scenario, twice the same scenario, but once in the editor and once in a standalone game. And the scenario will be that I will load a save that will overload my system resource, and I will get two different behaviors. So I'm going to start in playing in editor mode. So here's how it's working. You can see that the blue message here is constantly displayed, and when I'm clicking the middle mouse button, I've got the red message and the rotations are going on. Okay, now I'm going to load a huge load that will put down my resource. Alright, so I've got a lot of actors here, and I gave them for test purpose a huge tick function, so although not much is going on screen, in fact a lot is going on behind the curtain, so the system is definitely slowed down, as you can see. The interesting part is that I can go forward, backward, right and left with no problem. It's a bit slow, and I can rotate. You can see that it's a bit slowed down, but it's still completely usable. Alright, and you can see here that I've got the mouse position changing. Alright, so it's a bit slowed down, but it's uniformly slowed down, so any user will understand what's going on, and it's not too much of a problem. Now let's see what's going on with exactly the same scenario in the standalone game. Okay, so we've got the blue message here, and when I click and start rotating, I've got the red message, as you can see, giving me the mouse X position. Everything is working fine, obviously. And now let's load up our killer save. And now notice that I can still go with no problem forward, backward, right and left. Okay, but now look what's going on when I click the middle mouse button and start trying to rotate. First, you can notice that I've got the red message. I'm going to put it here. Okay, you've got the red message here, but when I try to rotate, you can see that it's much less responsive. And actually, if you watch the mouse position in the red message, you can see that although I'm moving the cursor, you can see the cursor moving from right to left, the mouse position is not constantly updated. And for any user, this will be absolutely not understandable. So I would understand uniformly slowing of the system because I'm overloading it, but I am opening a case because I've got a very different behavior in while playing in editor and when playing in a standalone game, and I get the same result with a packaged game. Alright, so I hope the video helps you see my problem. I think you get the same result by results by overloading your system with any sort of menu you want. Alright, if you have any question, I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you very much.